Welcome to Learn Piano, a personal practice. My name is Cynthia of Cynthia Ali Studios, a place where you can learn and find your joy in music. For this season 4, we have been learning about core musicianship skills and piano fluency. In the last few episodes, we have talked about learning to play by ear, also improvisation, and today we're going to talk about transcribing. So what transcribing is that when you hear a song, you can take that sound that you hear and transcribe it with a pencil onto paper. In today's podcast, we're going to look into this deeper and you'll see exactly how it works. Last night, while I was preparing to go to sleep, I usually journal, write down things for the day or sometimes plans for the next day just to clear my mind before I go to sleep. And then memory is funny. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I had a memory of my grandfather. It was like it transported me back to my childhood home, and there was my grandpa sitting in the living room playing the song, "Oh, It Ain't A-Gonna Rain No More, No More." My grandpa had quite a sense of humor, and it just made me chuckle hearing him play in my memory that song. So for today's episode, I'm going to show you how I took that song from my memory, what I can hear in my mind, and then I'm going to transcribe that onto the paper, and then I'll be able to play that song. So I want to show you that process. So when I was a child, my grandparents lived an hour away, and sometimes they would come and pick me up after school. It was such fun when they would come down to visit, and they would always drive us over to the corner store, and my brother and I would go in, and they'd give us a little money, and we could go in and get some penny candies, and then I'd always come out with usually a stick of bubble gum, maybe some Tootsie Rolls, things like that as positive memory. Anyway, and then we'd get in the car and drive home. So the memory that I had was after we were in the car and got back into the house, my grandpa sat right down at the piano in the living room, and my grandma and I were sitting on the couch behind him, and then all of a sudden he started singing this song. Oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad, looking up at the sky. Oh, it ain't a-gonna rain no more, no more. It ain't a-gonna rain no more. So how in the heck can I wash my neck when it ain't a-gonna rain no more? He had quite a sense of humor, and it just really made me laugh thinking about seeing him singing that song because he was so expressive and dramatic. I would always tell him, play it again, play it again. I always laughed when I heard him sing, "Oh, that little bullfrog sitting on that lily pad, looking up at that sky, and then how in the heck can I wash my neck?" That's so dramatic for that little frog. So hopefully it did eventually rain, but I loved hearing my grandpa sing and play that song. And it is funny how memories just pop up out of nowhere. I had not thought about that story probably since it happened. And that was many years ago when I was in elementary school. All right, so now let's look at this piece. You can take either a song that you hear on the radio, or like me, how I'm hearing it in my mind, I can bring it from my mind onto the paper. And I want to show you how that goes. So when I heard him sing, first I have to find out like what key is this in, and since I don't know for sure, I'm gonna just put it in the key of C because that's easy for me, like no sharps and no flats, and I just have to figure out which note do I want to start on. So I'm gonna pick E and go, "Oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad." So those are just E, D, and then middle C. So the bullfrog, oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad. Then we have to get the next part. Looking up at the sky. So then we go, looking, so C, D. Looking up, two Ds. C, D, E. So that's how I would do it. I will go through the whole song. So it goes, oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad, looking up at the sky. So next we have to figure out which chords go with this scale in this song. Since it's in the key of C, I'm going to try C and G and perhaps an F, because C, F, G is a common chord progression in Western music, so most likely it's going to be that chord progression. So let's see what matches up. So I'm going to play. Okay, so right in the left hand then I have the C chord, so I'm going to write that down on my sheet here. So I have my chord is a C. So that's the transcribing. I am transcribing what I hear. Then when I get to looking, where it says when I'm looking up in the sky, that does not sound good with the, that doesn't sound good with the C. Because if I play C with that D, it's very clashy, so you know you have to change. And I could try the F, and that doesn't sound good either. So then I know it's going to be the G. Okay, so that is making progress. Oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad, looking up at the sky. Oh, and I know I need to change again. I have to get back to that C. So it's only going to stay on the G just for a minute, and then when I get back to that E, I have to go back to the C. So I'm going to work through that again. Oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad, looking up at the sky. So when I know when I get to sky, I have to change to the G. So how does that seem for you so far? Is that making sense? How you have to really hear it in your mind, and then you figure out on the piano what it is, and then you write it down on the piece of paper, and then you have to start adding in the chords so that they match your melody line. You can do the same exact thing with a piece that you hear on Spotify or YouTube. You can hear that and then do the same thing. You start, you can like push play, and then you're going to hear then push stop, and then try to match it, go back and forth. That's how I do it. If it's actually like an audio that I'm listening to, I'll stop, write the notes, play it again, match the notes. So it can be quite a tedious process at times, but you can transcribe to make a song for yourself. Let's keep working on this then. So now we're going to get to the chorus where it says, oh, it ain't gonna rain no more, no more. So I'm hearing that in my mind. Let me start from the beginning and see if I can pull that out. Oh, it ain't gonna rain no more, no more. It ain't gonna rain no more. So that's the chorus. The ain't gonna rain no more, no more. And that follows the same pattern as the first intro part. So that's easy. And then the next part, when the little frog says, how in the heck can I wash my neck when it ain't gonna rain no more? So now let's try to figure that part out. So I'm going to start, I'm guessing it starts on the E again. So how in the heck can I wash my neck if it ain't gonna rain no more? Okay, so I wrote out, as I was singing that, I wrote it out. So it goes E, D, C, 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 D, 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 C, D, E, D, E, E, D, D, C. And then we have to figure out the chords that go with it. So, how in the heck can I wash? Okay, so that starts out with the C chord again, and then when I get to wash my neck, I'm gonna go to the G. So how in the heck can I wash my neck if it, and you can stay on the G for that. If it ain't, and then go back to C again for the chord. on the E. Ain't it gonna rain, no, and then go to the G, and then end on the C. So there we go. I have the whole entire song written out there, and then I'm gonna go through the whole thing. Oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad, looking up at the sky. Oh, it ain't a-gonna rain no more, no more. It ain't a-gonna rain no more. So how in the heck can I wash my neck if it ain't a-gonna rain no more? Alright, I just wanted to add a final C on that, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so now you have your song. If you hear that in your mind or on the Spotify or YouTube, now you've got your song. So that's a very rough outline, and now I always call it fancy it up and make it your own music. So when I recall my grandpa playing it, he did not play it straight like that. He had all these fancy rhythms and embellishments all through the piece, and then with his voice singing, and he sounded just like that little frog on the lily pad. So now I'm going to try it a little fancier and see what you think. Oh, the bullfrog sitting on the lily pad, looking up at the sky. Oh, it ain't a-gonna rain no more, no more. It ain't a-gonna rain no more. So how in the heck can I wash my neck when it ain't a-gonna rain no more? Now it's your turn to try and hear a song and bring it from the sound to the paper to the piano, and then make your own song. So this week, start listening. What song do you enjoy when you hear that you would like to be able to play on your piano? Or maybe a memory will pop up in your mind. Like, I had no idea I would ever have this as a podcast this week. It came out of nowhere. So maybe something will come to you this week like that you can try. Next week, our episode on Monday will be transposition. This is when you take a song from one key and move it into another key. This is another essential skill that's good for you to know how to do. So tune in next Monday to hear this exciting episode. Before we end today's episode, do you remember those advent calendars where you open a door for each day in December and you find a chocolate or a Christmas picture? Well, I've created something like that, but for piano lovers. It's called 24 Days of Piano. Sign up by November 30th, and each day you'll receive an email starting December 1st until Christmas. You'll open your email to a beautiful Christmas piano piece to enjoy, plus a fun prompt for that day. Just like finding those chocolate treats behind each door, but instead, you'll be finding a treat for your musical ears. Just head on over to CynthiaOllieStudios.com/24days, or you can find the link in the show notes to join in and make your holidays even more musical and full of piano sounds. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow so that you can get emails every Monday for the new episode that's released. Thanks for tuning in to Learn Piano, a Personal Practice. Until next time, keep practicing the piano and enjoying music.